Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards. We have the Rivals collection. We did the Heroes collection, we're doing the Rivals collection, Legendary Limit Over collection, here Rivals this time. But first, Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion Cup Noodle Ramen. Instant Fusion Cup Noodle Ramen. Cup Noodle Ramen. Instant Fusion. You get the card, you get the Instant Fusion Cup Noodles. Cool. This is really cool. I'll never be able to get my hands on this because it's only going to be in Japan, but cool. All right, next up, actual cards. Let's start in the order that they were released in, from Vrains to DM. We got Triple Boral Launch, another rocket card, of course, for the Vrains era. Triple Varal Revolt, or Triple Boral Launch in this English version that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has given us. It's yet another one of these quick play spell cards that has 3 different effects on it that you can use each once per turn. So you have to have like 3 copies of it to use all 3 effects, but like it's still, I really like these modal effects. And this one's a little interesting because they're all based on how many dragons you shuffle from the grave into the deck. And it doesn't say target, so it's not like a Pot of Avarice. But we have shuffle 1 dragon for your graveyard into the deck, and you special summon a rocket monster with a different name from your deck. That already seems pretty nice in and of itself. Although, the one thing is, it does mean that it doesn't really work unless you already have combo. It's like an extender tool rather than a starter, which can be a problem in the modern format. You know, it's just it is how the modern format works. Shuffle 2 dragons from your graveyard into the deck and then add a field spell from your graveyard to your hand. Not really... Okay, I want to say not really necessary, but it is interesting because it says any field spell. You can add any field spell. Now, of course, you could just terraforming, but is there a way to search Boral cards? Rocket Monster, Boral Counter? Boral, here, Breach Boral adds a Boral spell trap from deck to hand. So this is searchable, unlike terraforming. And it's after you make a link to, so you already have those in the grave. Are there other things you would rather search? I don't know on that, so that's the question mark there for me. And then you have the third effect, shuffle 3 dragon monsters from the graveyard into the deck, then shuffle up to 3 monsters from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. Which, you know, makes it like a slower DD Crow. It's not turn 0 like DD Crow is. Isn't it weird how we've determined that like acting on your opponent's turn is turn 0 now? Like that's what we've decided to call it. I guess it's more elegant than saying turn 1 going second. Yeah, I don't know enough about Rocket post all the new support that they're getting, because they've gotten the new support from the previous set, and then they're also getting this new wave of 3 cards from the Rivals collection. I don't know enough about how those have changed Dragon Link to know if this is good or not, honestly. I haven't kept up with what's going on in Dragon Link. I'm gonna assume this doesn't seem like a super powerful card in and of itself. I'm gonna assume it doesn't change a whole lot. But I could be wrong on that, because it's got a lot going on in there. All right, next up, this one's a really crazy one. The last of the 4 Heavenly Dragons, Dark Rebellion Ixi's Dragon. Now, we just saw the Phantom Knight stuff before, so this has a lot of potential to do a lot of stuff here. Okay, Dark Dragon, rank 4, Ixi's effect monster, as you might expect. 2500, 2000, as you might expect. Two level 4 dark monsters, so you have to make it in a deck that actually has dark monsters, which is nice. Always treated as a Phantom Knights card, just like how the other one's always treated as a Speedroid. The Clear Wing was always treated as a Speedroid card. Unfortunately, I think this card is a lot better. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on who you ask. This one seems a lot better than the Speedroid one. You can only use the first and second effect of this card theme each once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can target an equal number of cards on each field, destroy them. Already pretty cool. We saw with the new Phantom Knights cards that they have a lot of ways to make Ixi's monsters on the opponent's turn. And then, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, You can detach one material from this card. Special summon a rank 4 Dark Ixies monster from your extra deck using this card you control. This is treated as an Ixie summon. Transfer this card's materials. So, is there perhaps a rank 4 Dark Ixies monster that you can think of that might be beneficial to summon on an opponent's turn? I don't know. I don't know. I don't rightly know. What could possibly be something that you would want to summon on the opponent's turn that is otherwise pretty abysmal to get out onto the field? Oh God, what is this on the screen? What is Evil Swarm Ophion doing here? Like, come on, man. Why'd you have to make the fucking Ophion maker? I mean, like, I don't know. I guess there was plenty of ways to make Ophion, but fuck me, dude. This is so annoying. Oh well. There's like cool things you can do with it too, so like don't worry about that. There's like actually cool things you can do with it if you want to. I think there's a lot of. This is a really cool card. We need to get Ophion out of the format. That's all. That's the thing, is that Ophion itself shouldn't exist. This card is fine to exist. I think this card is awesome. It's Ophion that shouldn't exist. Hit the problem card, not the card that makes the problem card. Galaxy Eyes also got a new card. It's called Galaxy Eyes Photon Change Dragon. I'm looking for a change. Looking for a change to a better deck. Level 8 Light Dragon effect monster, 3000 attack, 2500 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So this is a cool card. It's a kaiju. You can special summon this card from your hand by triggering 2 face-up monsters on either field with 2000 or more attack, including a monster you control. So you have to have a monster on the field, but it is a kaiju for 2000 or more attack monsters. Was that what Galaxy needed? I guess at least it summons to your field instead of their field. During the main phase, quick effect, you can banish this card, special summon 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck or graveyard, then banish 1 opponent's monster, special summon for the extra deck until the end phase. That's a kind of cute effect too. It's a fine card. I just don't think it's what Galaxy Eyes needs exactly, especially considering how crazy the new support otherwise is. It feels a little out of place. But I think the deck is going to be pretty good in Genesis once the new what's-his-face is out. You Got It, Boss Man robot is out. That guy is insane. I can't believe they printed that guy. All right, next up, 5Ds. We've got another Red Nova Dragon. This is Red Nova Dragon Burning Soul. 3500 attack, level 12 Dark Dragon Synchro effect monster, 3000 defense, 2 tuners and a non-tuner, as you might expect. Must either be synchro summoned or special summoned for your extra deck by banishing 2 tuners and 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard. They don't have to match the levels either, it just has to be 2 tuners and a Red Dragon Archfiend. So this is actually incredibly easy to make. If you get 2 tuners and a Red Dragon Archfiend in the graveyard, you just slap it on the field, right? Simple as. You can only use the first effect of this card's name during a dual use synchro summon Red Dragon Archfiend, which if you're making it with the second effect, with the secondary summoning condition, you have Red Dragon Archfiend summoned, and only once that duel. So you're only going to be able to do this once in a duel. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 card from your graveyard to your hand. Any card, just has to be in your graveyard, and if you do, this card gains 2000 attack. Cool. And it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now this card reads insane, right? This card reads absolutely insane. I think it's only okay. And the problem is that Red Dragon Archfiend already has an extremely tight extra deck. So I don't know if they have room for this guy. I mean, like, what does he do? He is a 12 you can make really easily with stuff in the graveyard, which is great for Crimson Dragon, but the deck already makes 12s like nobody's business. And then it adds a card for your graveyard to your hand, which can be helpful. It could also not be helpful. And it has a lot of attack and can't be destroyed by card effects. I guess that's something. Not nothing, certainly. It's a really easy way to get back into the game, which I think is probably the intent of it. But I don't know. I like the art. The art's great. Look at that. That's crazy. I don't know. I'm not sold on this one, but I could be sold on it, I think. All right, next up. Revolution Cyber Dragon. The full arts are just really nice. Level 5 light machine effect monster, 2100 1600, as you might expect. You only use the second and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Doesn't matter if your opponent controls monsters. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Negate its effects until the end of this turn. Cute. It's got the imperm effect. But like less so, because it's a Cyber Dragon and not a Cyber Infinity. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including this card you control. This card would be really strong if it was treated as Cyber Dragon, as a lot of other Cyber Dragon cards are. But because it is not treated as Cyber Dragon, I think it's only okay. Really good going second card. Well, a decent going second card, I guess, is actually probably more accurate. But it's not Cyber Dragon. Sorry, it's not Cyber Dragon. It's just not Cyber Dragon. It says Cyber Dragon in there, but it's not. Its name isn't Cyber Dragon. Period. That's the limiting factor here. Next up, we have some more after this. We're not done after we do the limit over. After we do these cards, we still have some cards from the V-Jump subscriptions. But for the rivals, we've got the Flute of Guiding Dragon, a normal spell card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card each once per turn. Face spellcaster monsters on the field. Special summon a level 5 or higher dragon monster from your deck. Then if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can special summon a second monster with the same name from your deck. Also, you can special summon the rest of the turn except for dragon or spellcaster monsters. During your main phase 2, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can banish it to draw 1 card. So let's start with the good. I really love this second effect. Because it specifies the main phase 2, you cannot activate it if you're going first. If you're going first and you use this card as part of your main combo, once you get back around to a turn where you could actually have a main phase 2, it will not be sent there this turn. So you only get the draw effect as a going second or later card, like turn 2 or later. And I really love that. I think they should make more effects like this. I think this is awesome. This, though. Does Blue Eyes really need the 10 millionth way to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon? They already have 10 million ways to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. It doesn't really matter, though, because this set also contains the Deep Eyes retrain that is just everything for the deck. So this card didn't need to be good. This card is for the fucking Lord of D enthusiasts. That's it. That's what it's for. Great job on that. You did it. I mean, yeah. It doesn't the card doesn't mention Blue Eyes in there, so there's nothing as far as that goes. But one thing I want to think about, though, is that because it doesn't say Blue Eyes anywhere on here, this can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. Can you think of other decks that have dragons and spellcasters in high numbers? Dracotail? I don't think Dracotail needs this card, except in Genesis format where it does. I don't think Dracotail should be good in Genesis format, but this feels like a card that would slot in to that deck, the Genesis build of the deck after the most recent points update that kind of hampered it. And I think, honestly, if Dracotail starts playing Flute of Guiding Dragon, that would be a little funny. That would be a little funny to me. I would find that funny enough to be like, yeah, maybe let them. They have level 5 or higher dragons in their deck, so I feel like it's not awful in Genesis. The not Malulu, but the Pan and Urgula. Get those guys out. Fusion summon them. Fusion with them to get your trap cards. I don't know. It doesn't sound great, but it is really funny. That's why I'm okay with them having it, honestly. But like, I don't know. If there's other things. I mean, hell, this could just be a card. Like, think about it this way: you're running a spellcaster deck of some kind, like just like maybe the spellcaster pile. Once we get the fairy tale cards, that like is probably going to be decent again. We got Spoon too late for the spellcaster pile to be decent, but maybe the fairy tale cards will boost it to a playable level again. Let's say you just run 3 of this card and that new Blue Eyes, that is like the Blue Eyes Poplar Dragon, right? Where it just summons itself to the field and then does a board wipe, right? That's like something. That's like something. I don't know. Could be interesting. I'm interested to see how people experiment with this card, because it's pretty open-ended as long as you're running spellcasters. Hey, Dark Magician. Dark Magician has a lot of good cards. You could run this and just get out that fucking guy and blow up the fucking board. I don't know. I'm interested to experiment with it, though. All right, let's talk about the V-Jump subscription cards. First up, we got Frost Tiger. Frost Tiger, everyone's favorite, Frost Tiger. Level 4 Aqua Water Effect Monster, 1900 attack, 1200 defense. Can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or a special summon, you can add 1 level 5 or higher water spellcaster monster or Twin Pillars of Ice from your deck to your hand. What does that get? Luckily, Yugi Org has a handy list for us. Some fucking ice barrier fucker. Fine mana! I don't think you need to search fine mana, honestly. Fine mana seems, well, Genesis format, though. It's a little harder to get to fine mana in Genesis format. You can get to area, so if you're playing enough waters, you could theoretically get to any water, but that seems like a lot of card advantage lost. Fog King! Evagishki Naramanis. Doesn't say it can't get Naramanis, right? Yeah. Yeah, you can get Naramanis. Of 20. Okay, so go next page. Hojo. Oh, Ice Queen. Wow. Yeah, Ice Queen. Oh, you get Gungnir and Valkyrus. There's like some Necroz cards that do things. These might be good for Genesis. You never know. Oh, you can get Regenesis Sage. That's not bad. It's actually pretty good. I don't know about getting Wiz, but I don't know these other cards. Ice Master and Ice Queen. Okay, next up we got Guivre. Level 4 Dark Dragon effect monster, 1300 attack and 400 defense. Can use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. Gains 400 attack for each dragon monster you control. Okay, what does that max out at? There could be a max of 5 if you have the extra monster zone filled. So that would be 400 times 5, 2,000. Wow. It could be 3,300 attack. And in Genesis format, it can only be what is that, 2,900? Yeah, 2,900. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can special summon a Wyvern token, Dragon Light, level 1, attack 400, defense 400. Okay, so it makes tokens so it can grow attack. What is this? Is this like a fucking... Is this an anime card, or is this just like designed specifically for draft? It's a V-Jump promo. They don't make these good. During the battle phase or main phase 2, you can quick effect. Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon 1 dragon monster face up. during the battle phase is kind of interesting. So like you go Guivre, destroy a monster, make a token, and then during the battle phase tribute summon a 2 tribute monster. That could actually be pretty interesting for like a cube. I was like, joking on this, but now I'm actually like, oh yeah, this card could actually be kind of interesting in a cube or a draft pack or something like that. And then we have long-tailed black horse. Menacing. Level 4 Earth Zombie Effect Monster, 1400 attack, 800 defense. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can reveal 1 zombie monster in your hand and send 1 Earth zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. Oh? Ascend from deck to grave? In zombies? Send the revealed monster to the graveyard, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. So it sends for cost, though. That's really nice. It sends for cost. You do have to have a zombie monster in your hand, though. If you don't draw any, get fucked. Luckily, you can run a bunch of zombie hand traps to help with that. Ash Blossom, Ghost Mourner, that kind of thing. Ghost Bell, I believe, is also a zombie. So that would help. I don't know if zombie is hurting for ways to send zombie monsters from deck to grave exactly, but it does do it for cost, and that, you can't deny that. I don't know. These are some draft pack stuff for sure. I can see putting these in some really funky decks in a cube or something like that. So there we have it. All of these are just draft fodder. The cup noodles I would love to have, but it will never have probably. Triple Boral Lunch is an interesting card that I'm not sure has a place. Or it probably has. It might have a. I don't actually know if they're gonna play it. Is the thing. I don't know if it makes much of a difference. Dark Rebellion Ixie Dragon of the 4 Heavenly Dragons seems like it's gonna be definitely an include, but it's gonna really lead to some unfun gameplay until Ophion and other cards like it get banned. Galaxy has Photon Change Dragon is weird in that it's not what the deck needs seemingly. Scar Red Nova Dragon, Red Nova Dragon Burning Soul is a cool card. But again, not exactly necessarily what the deck wants or can use. Cyber Dragon, also a cool card, but because it's not named Cyber Dragon, not exactly what the deck wants or needs. And Flute of Guiding Dragon, because it doesn't name Blue Eyes, and Blue Eyes has 10 million ways to summon cards. It doesn't need this one more. It has another one so it's kind of a whole wave of cards that feel like they're good, but not good enough and not what the deck needs. Weird. What a weird one. Yeah, that is what it is. Sometimes that's just how they make the cards. Well, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have different ideas of these cards. How are you using them? I want to know what wacky things you're coming up with for Flute of Guiding Dragon and all the other cards like it. I'm very interested in how we experiment with these cards going forward. So let me know down below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, Beastman, Bryn, and Beelzis. A big thanks to all my patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!